Digital, David here. Today in this video, I'm going to be unboxing and reviewing the ASUS X570-E gaming motherboard. I did purchase this product myself, and any opinion expressed in this video is strictly my own. That being said, if you're interested in this product or want to find out more about it, the link to it will be in my video description below. You can see the nice retail box and packaging right here. Beautiful product presentation. On the back side, you can see we have a nice breakdown of all the tech specs for this specific motherboard. So our I/O and ports, our USB connections right here, storage, our ATX form factor, 12 inches by 9.6 inches. This supports AMD 5000 series as well, so just make sure it's up to date, but you can see in the box, AMD AM4 socket for 3rd and 2nd gen, AMD Ryzen, AMD X570 chipset. Here's our memory specs: 4 DIMM slots, 120 gigabytes max of DDR4 at 4400 megahertz. Expansion slots as well too. We got some PCIe 4.0, which is what I was after. Multi GPU too, if that's of importance to you. 2.5 gig LAN and Wi-Fi 6 with Bluetooth. Dual M.2 heat sinks. BIOS flashback button right there for you. Addressable headers Gen 2 as well. Now let's go ahead, let's open this up and look at the package contents. Here are all the package contents. First up, you can see do not disturb door hanger, followed by some technical updates and product information for you right here. We have a great welcome card to the Republic of Gamers, where you can join an elite gaming community and you can follow them on social media. We got a 20% off cable mods coupon too. You can see some awesome included stickers as well. Check those out. We also have our nice support DVD included. Then you can see we have a bunch of different cables and accessories right here. Zip ties, M.2 screws. We have our Wi-Fi antenna and adapter right there. Then all of our different data cables. And then you can see we have the motherboard itself, and we have my favorite thing of all time, the user guide and manual. This is going to be your lifeline when installing the motherboard, so make sure you keep this, reference it, and use it for any troubleshooting or anything else you could possibly need to give you a nice technical layout and breakdown of everything you could possibly need to know. Be sure to read this before installation so you can have everything set up properly the first time. Read it twice actually before installing, and you shouldn't have any issues. Now let's go ahead, let's look at the motherboard in more detail. So check it out, guys. Here's the motherboard. Everything looks great. We got our DIMM slots where our processor is going to be installed, some RGB that's going to light up here too, which will be really cool with their logo and branding. All of our PCIe slots right there, our BIOS battery, all of our connections. Let's go ahead, let's look at it from this side right here so you guys can see all of our different ports and connections right there. We'll flip it around. You can see it. We'll just look at it from all different sides and angles. Here's our ports and I/O. So check that out. All of our USB ports on the back, our Wi-Fi 6, our dual networking right here, so gigabit and 2.5 gigabit. BIOS flashback button. You can see that clearly marked and labeled for you. A display port and an HDMI port. All of our audio options as well. Flip it around. You can see it from this side too. And then we're back to that side. Here it is from the back side. Check it out. You can see got their own branding down here. Look at how cool that looks. Even the back side, the attention to detail on this board, pretty impressive if you ask me. Let's go back one more time to the I/O for you. And then we can look back at the motherboard again from the top down view. You can see how everything looks. Now let's go ahead, let's get it installed and try it out. So here's our motherboard right here. You can see I went ahead, I already removed the heat sink so we could get access to our first M.2 drive slot. And now we can take our SSD, and I went ahead, I peeled off the top sticker, and we can line it up to get it installed. We have different mounting options on this motherboard. So the measurements for this one are 2280 for the size of this drive. And then just gently press in place. And now you can see we got to drop a Phillips head screw in there to tighten everything down. So just very gently line everything up and fasten it tightly in place. So you can see how everything looks installed. So we have the full PC built right here with all of our parts and components. Everything's working great. Now let's look at the BIOS settings. So here we go. You can see we booted it into the BIOS settings right here. Check it out. I'll just briefly go through the different tabs and options and settings so you guys can get a feel for what you're able to configure and change within the BIOS settings for this specific motherboard. You can see we have our main. Now we're at AI tweaker. You can see the different options that we can choose to change if we want and configure however we want. I went ahead, I changed the DDR4 frequency to its correct speed. By default, it was like 2133 megahertz, and we can get 3600 megahertz. So you can get a feel for some of those settings right here. We'll keep scrolling down. So much you can change and customize. All right, and then we'll go to the next tab. You can see our advanced options right here, depending on which device you want to configure and change. Save access. Very neatly organized too to find exactly what you're looking for. All right, we'll go to the next tab. You can see we have some of our specs right here that we can monitor resource-wise. We can cycle through those. So you can see everything's running. Then we have our boot options. Then you can see we have some tools as well. But a nice UI, easy to navigate. And then we're back to our favorites at the front. So to easily find those settings that we may need to tweak. And then the main again. So you can see very nice tabs. You just browse to choose what you want. And then you can exit. We also have our hardware monitor off to the right-hand side of the screen as well, too, giving us even more additional information right at our fingertips. Last but not least, really quickly, I want to show you guys that with this motherboard, we're able to install optional software. So we have the Armoury crate installed where we can get this nice real-time dashboard to monitor our PC. So we can see our CPU specs right here. Check that out. We have Aurora Sync options for RGB lighting controls that we can change and customize. Different scenario profiles. Fan speed adjustments, game launcher, our profiles. We have a bunch of different features that we can build out. But you can see frequency. Here's our temperature in real time. There's our CPU temp. We don't even have to be in the BIOS or anything. We can see all that right here, which is pretty cool. So you can see the temperature, CPU, motherboard, CPU package. Here's our usage. So you can see that right there. Look at how cool everything looks. I love the displays. And here's our fan speeds. So you can see our CPU fan and our chassis fans right here. We don't have a chassis fan 1. I couldn't reach the cable there, so it's plugged in to chassis fan 2. But check that out. You can see that all in real time. You can highlight, click on what you need, and you can see it right up here. And we got our nice voltage monitoring as well. Again, those same profile settings that we can access to change some of the RGB lighting with the board, or if we have compatible devices, we could go to here and you can see we can choose those and customize everything together. So it's really a nice dashboard to see all the important stats in real time for your PC build. So let me share with you guys my final thoughts after using this motherboard. First, I gotta say, overall, it is a complete kit, gives you everything you need, whether you're gaming or content creating, very easy to install. Be sure to reference the user guide and manual. You're gonna wanna read that. That's gonna be your best friend as you install this motherboard. I was able to get mine to post on first try, so very pleased with it overall, no issues. And we do have a nice little indicator down here letting us know what sort of error codes we may have if you do have any issues. That being said, I like the ports and I/O that we get, but I do want even more USB, and I'd love to have 10 gig Ethernet. I think it's great that we have 2.5 gig, but I really wish that would be 10 gig. But overall, great motherboard, easy to install, and a lot of room for future expansion. Well, that concludes our video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget the product link will be in our video description below. Please go ahead, check it out, and do your shopping from there. Any purchase made through that link helps support our channel at no additional cost to you. So we're really grateful and thankful for all of your support. While you're at it, can you go ahead and hit that like button for us? And subscribe to our channel. We have new content coming out daily, and we don't want you to miss anything. Please go ahead and give us a follow online and make it a clean sweep. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, TikTok, Discord. You can message us on WeChat, check out our website, and join our free newsletter. Thank you guys so much for being here. Don't forget new content daily, and we can't wait to see you in our next video.